City Council meeting. Bless the discussions and the work of the council. Bless all those who are here tonight. Help them to be serious. Thank you for all who are interested in the well-being of our city. As the new school year begins, bless all the students in our schools, the teachers, and all the employees. Help the students to have a good year and to do well in school. Help the teachers with all their work. Bless all the employees of our city, all the residents, and all the members of our police department. Amen.
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 Thank you. Our next item is public comment period. The public is invited to comment on any subject under the jurisdiction of the Lindsay City Council, including agenda items other than notice public hearings. Comment shall be limited to 3 minutes per person with 30 minutes overall for the entire comment period. Unless otherwise indicated by the mayor, participants speak at the stand after today stating their name for the clerk. Is there anyone here tonight who wishes to address the council under public comment? Seeing no one, we will close public comment and move to our next item.
Well, the mic's not on. Thank
Do
you.
I need to start over?
Please.
Start doing the dance, everybody.
All right, public comment period. Does anyone wish to address the council under public comment period? Seeing no one, we close public comment and move on to our next item, our ceremony. We have the swearing in of 2 public safety lieutenants, and at this time, I will turn the meeting over to Chief Hughes.
Good evening, council and citizens and family members that are here tonight. I'm going to try to get through this without choking up, so stick with me. Tonight we are here to promote Sergeant Nicholas Nave and Sergeant Ryan Heinz to the rank of lieutenant. I'll start with a few funny stories about them without naming any names. One of these individuals standing here crashed into a fire truck once during a rape in progress. He looked at me as his training officer like he had just, ended his world and he was about to be fired and all that stuff. And the color left his face and life was over for him. And I looked at him and said, "She's still being raped." So we quickly left and he realized the importance of that. It was a good lesson for him. He didn't get fired, by the way. There's one person standing here who tased me one night with his taser. He shot me in the leg. I still promoted him now. There's one here, standing here, that was chased by a bat repeatedly in the station. I was a part of that too. We screamed very loudly. We were very afraid of bats. Another person standing here commandeered a citizen's vehicle. It was a small car. And that person could get in the car very well. They chased the bad guy down and took him to jail. So that was quite comical. But both of these gentlemen came to us in 2001 from the district attorney's office. They came with a wealth of knowledge in law enforcement, a good attitude, very hardworking individuals. They passed the field training program with ease. They moved on to patrol, and they fell right in place. They both tried some very tough assignments. Nicholas Nave here decided to ride a motorcycle. He was told there's 2 kinds of motorcycle riders in the world, those that have crashed and those that will. He joined that club. Sergeant Heinz was our first K-9 officer, raised the money himself to have our first K-9 cartouche at this department. They climbed the ranks with hard work, steady work, humbleness, and they're always trying to improve themselves in this department. That's why they're standing here. They put their own needs up to the side for the department. They're at your call 24/7 a day, and they really strive to help the city of Lindsay. And I couldn't be happier to promote them to lieutenant. That was an easy decision for me. So introduce your family members that are here, and who's gonna finish?
I have my father David, my daughter Katie, my mother Marty, and my nephew Jackson over there. Katie, do you want to come up?
Could the family stand up, please? Family or friends that are here for.
Hi.
Thank you to raise a wonderful young man. Go ahead.
Everybody else, pretty much. My wife's here, obviously. My sister-in-law, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my children, my uncle, Captain Macias from the Sheriff's Department. Everybody in that row, cousins and aunts, and yeah, so I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you.
Who's gonna be? First. Yep.
Let's do one at a time, shall we? Start with Senator Heinz. Raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I state your name.
Ryan Hikes.
Do solemnly swear
Solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of California,
the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability,
will faithfully discharge all of the duties
and to the best of my ability, faithfully discharge
all of the duties
all
of a public safety lieutenant
of a public safety lieutenant
for the City of Lindsay,
for the City of Lindsay,
Department of Public Safety,
Department of Public Safety,
that are or may be
that are or may be
prescribed by the laws of the State of California
prescribed by the laws of the State of California
or the City of Lindsay.
for the City of Lindsay.
Same thing. You ready? Raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of California,
the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
will faithfully discharge
will faithfully discharge
all of the duties
all of the duties
of a public safety lieutenant
of a public safety lieutenant
for the City of Lindsay,
for the City of Lindsay,
Department of Public Safety,
Department of Public Safety,
that are
that are
or may be
or may be
prescribed by the laws
prescribed by the laws
of the State of California
of the State of California
or the City of Lindsay.
or the City of Lindsay.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks, everybody.
Wonderful to have this turnout tonight for this special occasion. We will be moving on with our meeting, and everyone is welcome to stay or to head out now if they so choose. Thank you for being here. Thank you, guys. You'll love it.
Okay, count down to you. Make my hair darker. Mine too.
Just make it.
Not sure what. Did you say that?
Our next item is our city council report. Council members, anything to report tonight? Beginning with Councilman Velasquez.
No, nothing. Not at this time.
Just a couple things, as all of you probably know, school did start yesterday here in Lindsay. And as far as at least at my school, it seems like we were never gone. Everything has been going really smooth, so we are very happy that things have been going great for our learners. The other thing, last Thursday I did attend the fun run that was part of the Summer Lights summer program, and it was very well, being that it was the first color run here in town. I think it went very well. People were excited, and I look forward to future events of that sort. And just the last thing, I know I have been approached by a couple of people with concerns from the soccer field, not the fields themselves, but just now that it's been watered and it's getting green, there's like squirrels, I guess, that are kind of messing up what's going on over there, so I just wanted to inform them.
Thank you. And I have nothing to report. So with that, we'll move on to staff reports. Bill?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We received notice that our cannabis measure will be on the ballot. It's known as Measure G. So we have cleared that hurdle so that the voters can address that in November. Our water treatment plant volume is at 1,350 gallons per minute. We're moving up. Before we did our filter bank work, we were at about 950. The 25 horse pump has been rebuilt. It's been reinstalled. The crews will get out there and do some final checks on that next week. And where we are is we're at maximum capacity with the pressure that flows naturally through the pipe. The 25 horse pump is going to boost that pressure so we can move even more water through the filter. So this is a very good thing. We haven't done this since I've been here, so really good things are happening in the water system. Well, 15 contact time project is underway. Asphalt saw cutting and 2,000 linear feet of installation of pipe is happening out there right now. So that's another good thing that's happening. And there's an important note for our audience. The East Cahuilla Groundwater Sustainable Agency will be holding 2 public workshops on August the 14th at the Lindsay Wellness Center and August the 15th at the Exeter Veterans Memorial Building. The workshop's purpose is to answer questions from landowners and interested parties about what SGMA, Sustainable Groundwater Management Act and Agency, is and how it may affect smaller landowners. The workshops will be facilitated by Provo and Pritchard at EKGSA Consulting Engineering Group. Both workshops begin at 5:30, so that's 5:30 on the 15th, 5:30 on the 14th, and we have flyers on the back table for anyone who would be interested in that. Soccer park conversion is well underway. We've already had some complaints about how much we're watering it, and then they accepted the explanation about the timing of this. We had to spend the money in the summer, in June. We would like to not have seeded it now, but it's the luck of the draw. So It's seeded, it's germinating, it's in place. We're going to be able to restore it to a normal water schedule now. Mike's got his staff working on that. CSEP, the electronic waste that gets collected here behind City Hall for the 2017-2018 fiscal year was reported at a total of over 51,000 pounds. So that's 51,000 pounds of recyclable goods. These are things that have been diverted from the landfill. So that's a really good service that's being provided out here by CSEP. Another news, the Burger King remodel is complete. They'll do some interior things now, get their staff equipped and kind of reintroduced into how to run a Burger King restaurant, and we should see them open before we know it. Maintenance updates: 4 water leaks have been repaired, 3 dead meters replaced, 1 new water meter installed, 65 utility turn-ons, 65 turn-offs, 63 turn-ons, 129 linear feet of yellow curbing painted, 22 school legends painted, 18 school crosswalks painted, 15 overall service requests. We're going to have the 2nd annual Lindsay Health Fair on October the 20th. Many people are involved in the planning stages of this right now. It should be a really big and fun event that happens out there on that day. An aquatics fall promotion for pool parties and lap swimming membership has continued. They've added adult swim lessons and continuing a youth swim lesson classes beginning on September the 4th, 2018. Adults will be on Monday and Wednesday, youth on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 and 6:30, 6 weeks for $40. It's a good deal. For more questions, check out the Wellness Center website or reach out to Lisa out there. And as you mentioned, the color run was a big success. We were concerned about the heat. We took steps to ensure we had medical staff available, and we encouraged people to walk or to jog. You didn't need to do a personal best. And from some of the shots that I saw in the videos, I think folks had a fantastic time, and I think next year will be even bigger. So hats off to Lisa and the whole team who put that together. And finally, I'd like to invite Brett to make an announcement.
So we had one of the city staff became a citizen of the United States today. So Senator Perez was up in Fresno. She passed her test and she'll be sworn in as a citizen on September 11th. And so we're all very proud of her accomplishment. So when you see her, congratulate her, please.
That concludes my report.
Item 5 is the consent calendar. These are routine items that can be approved in one motion, unless council wishes to withdraw anything for further discussion. We have the city council meeting minutes for July 31st, warrant list for August 7th, treasurer's report for July, renewed police firing range property agreement for fiscal year 2018-19, approved resolution 1839, RSTP funding exchange with TCAG, letter to Bureau of Cannabis Control, and approved resolution 1840, endorsement of November 2018 water bond. What action would the council next?
Move to approve. Second.
Been moved by Velazquez and seconded by Watson to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 6 is a presentation concerning the CSET property license agreement. Will be presented by Director of City Services Mike Camarena and Albert Sendejas.
Thank you, Mayor Kimball and Council. CSET's provided senior service programs at the Lindsay Community Center for 5 years now. The agreement presented this evening is consistent with previous year's agreement. The Lindsay facility is one of 8 facilities operated by CSET in Tulare County. CSET continues to provide significant services to the Lindsay area seniors. Senior meal program and home delivered meal programs are the most recognized programs CSET provides. Holidays and special event coordination are other significant events held at this facility for our Lindsay seniors. Tonight, Albert Sendejas will present a short update of what CSET's doing with our Lindsay facility and Lindsay seniors. Albert.
Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. My name is Albert Sendejas. Thank you all for allowing me to come up here and present on some of the services that we provide to seniors. So I'm hopeful that a lot of information will be taken back and presented to a lot of the seniors you may know in the community. But I'm an assistant director with Community Services and Employment Training. I've been there for about 7 years, and I initially started back here in Lindsay doing other programs to assist the city of Lindsay in other programs that they were doing, including business assistance and microenterprise. But to begin with, CSED's been around for a long time. As you can see from the list up there, it's grown as a war on poverty back in '64, and now we're the community action agency for Tulare County. We have the community core. We have many satellite offices, inclusive. A lot of those would not include. If we were to include the senior centers, there were a total of 7 that we initially started off with. Now we have number 8, which should be the last one, Farmersville, that we just added on. But our agency department, CSED is primarily composed of 4 different departments. One of them is the Community Initiatives Department, which I'm heavily involved in, and that's primarily the department I work for. The Energy Services Department, which, if you haven't heard, they primarily assist those individuals who are seeking assistance on paying their electrical, propane, gas, those types of bills that usually come up, usually in the worst time, usually come up financial strain. So you assist them in trying to make their payments, as well as the weatherization, broken windows, the doors that are leaky gaps of air. Workforce development, anytime you need some assistance in trying to find some sort of employment, be it if it's youth, seniors, also adults, who are long-time unemployed, we would try to assist them not only in trying to find a job, but to get them professionally ready. And Sequoia Community Corps. That was one I know that we spoke about earlier about the recycling. Sequoia Community Corps and the youth that are involved in that particular program assist in that, as well as there is a John Muir Charter School that assists those that did not graduate between the ages of 18 and 27, that we can go and have them attend classes there at CSED and help them get their diploma, get them back going. Senior centers. I live and breathe senior centers, senior services all throughout the whole day, 24/7 just about. But we're comprised of 4 different areas that we try to make sure that we try to focus on. So the congregate meals, there's a nutrition piece to it. The daily activities, there's numerous of activities that we provide to our seniors, and that's primarily, a lot of it has to do with what they would like to do. It's not so much of what we would like to impose on them, it's what they would like to do. Games can vary from any of my senior centers, from pool to bingo. Well, I guess not bingo, because bingo I think is one of the ones that everyone loves. We have guest speakers that come in and present to our seniors. And when we talk about guest speakers, it can be members of our community clinics, individuals who are experts such as elder abuse and or the DA's office. Special events, we hold special events all throughout, depending upon, of course, funding that is very limited. And in this case, past years has been very, very limited, but special events we try to hold, Christmas, Easter, actually any events that they would like to have themselves, Mother's Day, Father's Day, it could be 4th of July, anything that they would like. So, again, the locations that we operate, the last one being Farmersville, they were fortunate enough to apply for a CDBG grant, and through the CDBG grant, they were able to obtain the Farmersville Senior Center. So there's 2 senior centers that operate there, and both are welcoming to all seniors all throughout the whole community. The senior services by the numbers, what we've provided over the past few years, well, this past year, was we provided about 37,000 meals, 507 seniors, just in the congregate centers. Just that, what we mean by congregate, meaning the senior centers themselves. The home delivered meals, so that continues to increase. A lot of our seniors are transitioning from the congregate or the senior sites themselves on over to the home delivered, meaning they have an inability to make it to a senior center because of mobility issues, health issues. We primarily live alone, so we're there for them. And through the home delivered, we prepared and provided them about 57,000 meals, about 402 seniors. Activities, like I was mentioning before, they range from any senior center or whatever activity they would love to have, but about 400 seniors, about 121 hours of just different activities. Transportation, this is a huge one besides housing and nutrition, meaning the food. Those 3 items are always on the watch for us, but transportation is one of the biggest ones, and we provided 6,676 tokens, passes, monthly bus passes to seniors, to try to get them to come out of their homes and get to one of our senior centers. Some of those transportation passes, because they're monthly, they're being utilized also to get to clinics, hospitals, and or any visits, whatever we would like to. Here at the Lindsay area, we provided about 5,800 meals. 81 seniors are affected by those meals. In the home delivery side, 26 seniors, about 3,400 meals on the home delivered side. Activities, we have about 16,000 hours just dedicated on doing many things, including some of these crafts. that they asked me today to present to y'all, as well as donate them on behalf of the seniors to the city. But as you can see, some of them are very, very talented on what they can do. And it's great to see them actually dedicate time in providing these types of different activities for them, and they have things that they really love to do. Transportation, a little under 3,000 tokens, bus passes, and/or the monthly passes were provided to seniors. But what's available for all of our seniors? This is something that is available to seniors 60s and 60 and above, and/or if they live with somebody that is 60 and above. Nutrition. When we talk about nutrition, is more food. Think food. The Meals on Wheels, we have offered the Meals on Wheels program. We're now officially the Meals on Wheels of Tulare County. Meals on Wheels of America is huge and large, and it's all throughout the country. For us, we are now Meals on Wheels of Tulare County. Senior centers, of course, nutrition education, we're always promoting healthy eating. A lot of our seniors suffer from a lot of different illnesses, including diabetes, cholesterol, high blood pressure, etc., etc. So we try to always maintain and try to promote healthy eating. FoodLink has been a big collaborative partner of ours because although we provide one meal to our seniors, as we all know, we don't just eat one meal, we eat more than that. God knows if they have any grandkids that are living with them, that's a lot more meals there at their home. So FoodLink has been a good collaborative partner for us and has provided us some staple meals that we're able to take to our seniors. And we, of course, accept donations from all over. Our biggest ones now is Smart and Final. So Smart and Final has been a big and heavy donator of us to give us their items that they're either no longer needed, they're shelf items that they're ready to give away. So Smart and Final has been one of the biggest donators. Senior nutrition vouchers, for those that attend the Certified Farmers Market, we are always heavily out there trying to make sure our seniors utilize those $20 that they can utilize at a farmer's market. I think I heard that Steve Lindsay was looking to possibly look to get certified. Emergency meals, we get that call all the time where they don't have nothing. And especially those going into the weekend, we try to be out there as soon as possible to bring them shelf-stable meals, at least 7 of them, all at one shot to make sure that they have something available for them. Support services, and this is a lot of different items that we can provide to our seniors, and that if they just ask, we can try to provide that support to them. So activities, as I mentioned before, just ask, outreach, we're in the communities, we're in the health fairs, Senior Day in the Park, for those that are well aware of that. Elder abuse prevention is huge because scams, and especially during the IRS times, we want to make sure that they are well educated, and we are all mandated reporters. Transportation, as mentioned before. Legal services for those that are 60 years and above are also available to those that would like legal counsel to a certain extent, of course, because I know, didn't know as mentioned when I took over this program here 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, many seniors want to get divorced, and unfortunately we don't have that capability to handle that. It's more of a personal type of thing, so we weren't able to do that. But information and assistance, any senior is more than welcome to call our hotline or 800 number, which will be at the end of this presentation, for anything. Seniors can call as easy as where's my nearest supermarket to where's the nearest senior center, anything that they would possibly think that they need. It's similar to what we would call the yellow pages. Visiting, we actually do random visits to all of our seniors to check up on them, safety check, wellness checks. Personal affairs assistance, and that's through our volunteer income tax assistance program. So we prepare all of their taxes if they need to do tax returns. We do them for free. I think through overall seniors in Tulare County, we did about 600 of them. Telephone reassurance, we call them, check up on them. Safety checks similar to the visiting. Nursing program, we have an internship with CSU Fresno that we do get nurses that come and are going through the nursing program that volunteer, and we send them all out not only to the senior centers but to those that are homebound. Outings, of course, when we have the availability, we'll take them on trips, inclusive like the prom, which is held every year, and so far it's been held in Porterville because it's a huge event, so too many seniors, about 200 people show up. Health, disease, and promotion. Again, more education on how they can better their health. What's to come? We're bringing these certifications on over to all of my senior centers. It's a matter of balance and Tai Chi for arthritis. So anybody who may be interested in Tai Chi or want to reduce the risk of falling and breaking a hip, We are definitely now beginning to see that is more prevalent to a lot of our seniors as they age. And we want to do as much prevention as we possibly can. And through these 2 certified programs, which are evidence-based through the state, is how we're going to do it. So all of my staff right now is currently getting certified to perform and do these coaching and trainings at all of the sites. A local highlight. So back 6 years ago when I started off working here in the city of Lindsay, we were doing microenterprise and business assistance. One of them was fortunate enough, La Hermosa Furniture, or La Mueblería Hermosa in downtown, was one of the recipients of one of those assistance programs. We had a senior that was unfortunately in a bad situation that we got called. He was an emergency start is what we called him. We went down to his place. He had been beaten up. And of course I won't mention names, but he had just gotten beaten up. He had his wheelchair stolen, his braces from his legs stolen, as well as his back brace. He had fallen down from 30-foot scaffolding back, and he was still in pretty bad shape. So, at the emergency start, I noticed also he's sleeping on the floor. This apartment is totally empty. He just moved into that apartment, just came into. He had nothing. And I remember La Mueblería Hermosa, I thought I'd maybe swing by there and ask to see if he knew, or he may have had even a bed cot that he may be able to assist us with and try to help us out. Sylvia and Javier welcomed me, they remembered me, they were very grateful, and they wanted me to make sure that the city knew how grateful they were with their assistance on how they provided them with the support needed. They're really, really grateful and happy that they sent me to the back of their furniture store and asked me to pick any bed I wanted for this gentleman. And as I was leaving, I'm walking out with this new bed. I'm talking about not just the bed, but the frame, everything. He's talking to me and he says, well, he's probably doesn't have a place to put his clothes, so why don't you go take that dresser too? I'm thinking, no, I feel bad already at this point, taking enough as it was, but no, he gave us a dresser, and as we're walking out, he also provided us with a table and chairs. And as we're ready to walk across the street to where the senior is living, he says, well, I've got a recliner for you too. So I just thought I'd highlight that because it does bring us full circle in regards to somebody that we assisted through the programs available through the city, that now he has been able to give back to the community, especially somebody who is just under dire straits. And this gentleman, it's hard to see a grown man cry. It was something touching because it was special to him. It brought him back from wherever depression he was in, and God knows he was at the lowest of the low. But I wanted to make sure that the city also was aware of that local highlight, and he deserves all the credit in the world. He sure assisted us on that one. Main office, he said you're more than welcome to call at any time and find out what other services we may be providing if one is not needed. But CSED Senior Services, there's the website as well as the 800 number. And again, I welcome any senior to give us a call at any time. We have individuals calling from all over the country because they have seniors that live in this area and want to check up on their parents, and that's what we do. But I appreciate your time this evening, and if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy.
Thank you for that presentation. Any other questions from the council? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Our next item is an update on 4th of July presented by Chief Cruz.
Thank you once again. There were some questions that were brought to my attention about the 4th of July and some of the effects of the 4th of July and how we move forward with our new ordinance, and even if we want to have fireworks in the future in the city of Lindsay. So I thought I'd gather a few stats and just some things that kind of show kind of the history of the 4th of July around the city of Lindsay and some of the things that how it affects people. So this year we had 6 citations issued for illegal fireworks. We did a undercover enforcement. Officers were able to arrest one suspect who was doing illegal fireworks, but he was actually in possession of a handgun and ran. 2 suspects were arrested for public intoxication and lighting illegal fireworks. The undercover vehicle was much more effective. Obviously, they didn't know what was going on until it was too late, and that's why people running and things like that. The marked patrol units tried to do this, and they were they're spotted right away, and You're just not very successful in that. We talked about increasing the staffing in that area next year. I had 2 people doing it this year, 1 fire police officer and then 1 code enforcement officer. They did a great job, just the two of them. But we could have done more. And this is actually the first year that I've been here, we've actually went out and tried to enforce the fireworks ordinances. There's never been a focus on that in the prior years. Next slide, please. So a little history on the 4th of July. There was 129 fireworks complaints received by our department since July of 2015. 29 additional calls were shots fired that were first reported, which turned into a fireworks complaint. So it goes in the air, boom, people think it's a gunshot. We've had 2 tree fires since 2000, 3 grass fires since 2000, and 4 dumpster fires since 2000, related specifically to the 4th of July. So the fire threat has been there, just not on a large scale, thankfully. Next slide. This is a video taken this year by a radio or TV station in Los Angeles. It's over a time lapse, so just don't think it's this crazy down there, but they also have fires, so it kind of puts it into perspective. Don't turn the lights on. People can see it. Can you make it bigger or no? You can probably see it there. Very good.
Sure, that's not Disneyland?
It looks like Disneyland, huh? Those are some big fireworks.
Yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing. It looked like our neighborhood.
So the video is pretty short. That's an anti-aircraft in there or something. But the video is actually much longer. The fireworks are a little more spread out than the actual footage. But it kind of gives you a little perspective on what some cities, big cities especially, are dealing with in the area of fireworks. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So this year we had three organizations apply for fireworks sales, nonprofit organizations. The Lindsay Cultural Arts Council, they're doing theirs for the Fire Museum and the Antique Fire Truck. They netted about $30,000 worth of sales or gross and netted $8,500. So that's $8,500 to their project. The Centro Cristiano La Huerta Abierta. I hope I did that good. Was that good?
Ooh, look at you.
Thank you very much. They're doing theirs for church upgrades. They grossed $11,000 and netted about $5,000. The Assembly of God Royal Rangers, they're doing theirs for church ministries. They sold about $7,000 worth of fireworks, and then they pocketed about $2,000 for their project. Some of the options we have, going forward, and give the new ordinance time to change some behaviors, maybe. We've talked about how we're going to collect on these citations, and how we're going to attach it and chase it, and we can write tickets all day long until we get the actual enforcement part of it. It's going to take a little bigger bite and more effect. Like I said, prior to this week, there was no large effort by law enforcement to focus on this. It's just kind of, one of those things that's over before we ever get there. There's been talk, just discussion about banning fireworks completely. Obviously, it's going to hurt these organizations. We have neighboring cities, what's their opinion on this? And then what's going to be the community's opinion on this? And who do you propose? Because you're the actual ones who will have to answer those questions and take that kind of stuff. So it's really just open it up for discussion. If anyone wants to talk about it, present ideas moving forward, so we focus on and get information. And just a little thing, 4th of July, that's obviously when we have the most fireworks. We have fireworks all year long. New Year's, Christmas, Cinco de Mayo, we have fireworks all the time. Yeah.
So how are we contemplating putting the bite into the citation as far as collections?
They're paying currently. Brett just advised me, some folks have chosen to make payments in conjunction with their water bills, but thus far they're paying. We had the 6 citations.
question, how about as far as like, dogs or animals, calls for animal control? Have you guys noticed any difference around that time or anything like that?
There's always a large, dog loss, animal loss, after, 4th of July, dogs get out there scared. We do get a lot of dogs. We average about 30 a month. We capture alone ourselves. That number is pretty consistent throughout there. And we, do the best we can in catching these dogs. We get at least 5 dog complaints a day, at least. It's hard. And it's hard to catch dogs. It's very difficult. Some of them come right to you, it's no problem. Other ones, they see you coming up the street and they boogie you. They know who you are. They're not stupid. So it's very difficult.
I had a suggestion, an idea that you may talk to your other partners, other chief partners, and just the idea of you guys have your gang task force that sometimes you'll focus on one city and maybe alternate cities and group up with other smaller communities like Farmersville or Exeter, and then try to see maybe group your officers together to hit one city one year and the next kind of alternate them out, but that way give you more manpower and then you're helping each community kind of deal with it.
Can we deputize, or is that too dangerous with handguns? Intoxication.
We'll have to get some kind of waiver going.
Awesome. Waiver. We collected 6, which, and for those of us who live here, that's a reasonable start. Compared to what was going off, it was a drop in the bucket. But if you just take a look at what we collected versus the manpower that we had out there, we did okay from an economic point of view. And we collected we'll collect $6,000, and the officer's time will hopefully be less than that. So my point is that if we do increase the number of officers, thereby hopefully having more citations, it shouldn't be a loss situation for us financially with the overtime or the payroll that we have to pay.
That's what we get closer to it, because there's just not their staff time, or the police officer, it's everybody choosing the paperwork staff time. We will do that. I don't think it will pencil on negative. Ones we're collecting.
Right.
I'd like to see it continue. This is just a start, see if it makes any difference at all next time around.
The way the state's going, it might not be possible here soon anyway, so.
I'm sorry?
The way the state's burning, and we might not have fireworks anymore anyway, so.
Yeah.
This might be a moot meeting here, discussion, if you will.
I know some cities have taken to putting out yard signs, please consider my dog, or, kind of thing like that, just to speak to people's consciences a little
soldiers, all
bit.
that.
Yeah, so we could get some cheap signs maybe next year.
We put banners up on the wind machine as well this year.
We had the banners, and they kind of focused on the fine, and that's very appropriate, but maybe some other little yard signs that are like, please be considerate of your neighbors.
I think what it is people always, unfortunately, we try to push our limits, so, just personally, I'm leaning more sort of banning it altogether, just a little research that I've done. I'd like to do more research, and I don't know if there's any local cities that have a no fireworks ordinance, but just I guess and I'm speaking because of personal experiences. So that once I couldn't sleep, then my huge dogs are indoors for a month because they don't only burn them on 4th of July, days before and days after. So I just like more information on that.
I know Cambria doesn't allow any
I don't know how they enforce that or how we would enforce it.
I don't suspect there's any young folks in Cambria.
That's un-American.
It seems kind of an impossibility to me to
We're
enforcement.
gonna ban
I think it's
hot
gonna
dogs.
be the, I think it's gonna be the enforcement part of it, because you're not gonna stop the fireworks.
We're not gonna-
They're coming in from
They're
everywhere.
very easy to get.
So they're taking the chance to light them off, they're taking the chance, they're gonna pay that bill. Or nobody gets hurt by it, but.
And we have had a few, you know, we haven't caught the actual lighter of them. We have over the past few years, we've caught people selling them, you know, legally on Craigslist or something like that. So we've done a few search warrants that way on Facebook, stuff like that. We've got large amount. I still have fireworks probably from 5 years ago in our evidence room that I can get rid of.
So you can't get rid of them. Well,
Unfortunately,
We have to pay for the disposal.
it's a problem.
You gotta go to Belmont.
Yeah, it's a problem.
hazardous waste.
Nobody wants to, it's explosive, so nobody wants to deal with it, so. And if they're, you know, you have any amount, then they really don't want to deal with it. I have a solution to that, but it's not entirely.
Did we hear something about ground squirrels earlier?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, do we have any consensus on what to do?
I know that many years ago, and I think I discussed this with Bill, we used to have a fire, work show here. And so if at any time we did consider maybe banning them here, I don't know if that would be an option, if it's an organization wanting to take that project.
Do you have enough for a city fireworks show?
Just talk to the Red Cook.
Maybe every 5 years we
Orange
can do a
Blossom,
city fireworks show.
Museum, they're making pretty good cash.
That would be a way of bringing profit for someone, and hopefully deter.
I know they do it, you know, they have a show in Exeter, because I'm a lion in Exeter.
One say when we were doing it in Porterville.
They're still blowing them off everywhere, and that, you know, that thing's, you know, you don't.
Well, I'm just saying, if you already have the fireworks, stashing your evidence. Maybe we can do
I
it.
don't think they're that good.
I think we need a new liability policy. One of the reasons the state doesn't want these things is nothing is certified. You don't know what you're getting.
I understand. Okay.
So direction is to get more information on communities that ban, I think I'm hearing what
And
their
maybe
success rate
communities
is.
that are similar to.
I wouldn't want to ban them, not the safe and sane.
I wouldn't either, because for me, that's just like to an American and safe and saying you don't lose all of that.
I mean, it's
It helps the community.
$25,000 that it's going to the organizations.
And I think it just makes enforcement harder.
I think that when it first starts happening, it's something that has to be, over time, people get accustomed to it. I mean, it's not gonna be a solution from 1 year to the next, it's not gonna solve the problem.
It's not those safe and sane ones that are scaring our dogs. It's
I think if we ban them, they're gonna try to find more of the communities.
This isn't an action item anyway.
No,
so
it's
this
just a
is an
discussion, we're
update,
just throwing
so-
it out, so.
So you would like
You
more
don't need
information on the
consensus.
ban? I'll do that. Any other requests? Fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, our next item is a second reading for ordinance number 568. Brian, can you present this one for us?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. Before we begin, I'd just like to report real quick, it's with the heavy heart that I announced this in the last few days here at Lindsay.
What?
Unfortunately, I have a duty to get grandchildren closer to grandparents. So it was a very
So this will
bittersweet.
be your last city council meeting?
This will be my last city council meeting, yes. So
Well-
I appreciate all that I've learned here, and it's been wonderful to work with everyone, including members of the community. It's been a wonderful learning experience for me. Thank you all for that.
We're always sorry to see you go, and we all wish you the best of luck with your new ventures.
Thank you. Is that project done? Just about. So starting with ordinance 568, this is the second reading. There have been no changes since the first reading, and we did not have any public comments that would need to be addressed or discussion items to really be addressed. So really, unless there's any questions from council.
I wasn't here last time, but just to clarify.
Okay.
Is this mean we can't tell people to take their
political signs down?
It's about, there was a framework before where we were regulating when they could put them up and how they had to take them down. And the city of Tulare got in trouble with that, and so we are now in conformance with the adoption of this, will be in conformance with state law.
So basically, they can put them up at any time and leave them up forever if they
Yes.
want to?
So we still have regulations in place as far as where they can place them to prevent safety issues as far as like site issues when backing out of a driveway or turning a corner. So we still have some regulations in place just for general safety.
So that changes everything. I'm gonna make a big old poster for my campaign with my picture on it and have it out all
As long as it's not in the public right of way.
So there's no time limit after the election.
Or before.
So I mean, that just eliminates any motivation for the campaigns to clean up the trash.
Other than they're supposed to go on private property, and private property owners are going to get tired of having it.
After the election,
Actually, the election.
which you win,
It's a collector's item.
it's a
after the
collector's
election.
item.
Everybody wants it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So it's up to the private business owner or homeowner or someone to decide how long they want that done. That's fine. Any other questions or comments on this? If not, what action would the council like to take? Someone has to figure out how to do a second meeting.
All right, you know, we'll do it. I propose the council adopt ordinance number 568. An ordinance of the city of, council of the city of Lindsay amending sections 18.14.04.B, .16, and 18.14.040.B, .12.B, .I of the Lindsay Municipal Code pertaining to political campaign signs and sign permit requirements restrictions. And waive the reading of the ordinance. Second.
Moved by Velazquez and seconded by Salinas. Would the clerk please speak roll?
Councilmember Velazquez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Salinas.
Aye.
Councilmember Watson.
Aye.
Councilmember Cortez.
Aye.
Mayor Kimball.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Item 9 is another second reading, this one for ordinance number 569, amending again in conformance with state law. Brian?
Thank you again. So yes, this ordinance is to amend the definitions, and basically we're working with the state and how to define different types of housing here in Lindsay. So most just to come in conformance, again, we received no public comments that really need to be addressed and no questions for us to really update on. So again, any questions from council, we'll be happy to answer.
Any questions from council? Not what action would the council like to take?
Council adopt ordinance number 569, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Lindsay, amending section 18.24.030 of the Lindsay Municipal Code pertaining to zoning ordinance and definitions to be waived reading.
Second.
Moved by Salinas, seconded by Velazquez. Would the clerk please speak roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Salinas.
Aye.
Councilmember Velazquez.
Aye.
Councilmember Watson.
Aye.
Councilmember Cortez.
Aye.
Mayor Kimball.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Item 10 is a discussion. Economic Development Corporation Board Member presented by City Manager Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And so there have been changes afoot at the EDC. I attended a workshop just this past week, and I think productive dialogues are occurring. And where we are is Councilmember Velazquez had resigned that position, and it would be preferred to have a council member, an elected person, serve on this board. I do attend the meetings. I can serve as the primary on that if that's council's desire, but my desire and the board's desire would be to have an elected on that board if possible. I'd be happy. We meet once a month before Thursday, 7:30 in the morning. They're pretty good about having the meetings last only an hour. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions or discussion?
No, I don't want to reconsider. I take personal time, well, I take vacation time to attend these meetings, and I'm not gonna waste time with my family if I'm not, on the same page with you guys. It's better for me to step away, let you guys figure out what you want to do.
We got a couple weeks.
Well, there's gonna be one on the 23rd. They're talking about actually having a lengthy workshop on that day and bringing in a facilitator, kind of like we had done with Barry Summer, which I think would be very productive for us to work through some communications and trust issues that between the different cities and the board and their staff. But I'm hopeful that things will get sorted out. Following that, it'll be the fourth Thursday, and again, it's an hour, 7:30 to 8:30. They're really good about staying on task with that. And it happens in Exeter.
So, I mean, I personally have flexibility in my activity.
Well, just,
What's the reason
since, I mean, Bill's got a lot on his plate, but since he does live there, it does make some logistical sense to have him attend the meeting before coming to work. Just that's all.
And I think you might continue to attend, and you can have some of those attending as well.
So if we can become the board member, I mean, you're still there to back us up.
Correct.
All right. I don't know which one of us has to be your, for the Alpha City, or maybe. I don't know what, maybe someone else on it. Don't have flexibility, but we probably need to put in on council.
I don't mind being an alternate. You know, I don't feel very sounds like it.
There was no concern about your work schedule.
Yeah, that's the thing that I start at 7:30.
Ours as well, so.
We need a decision today.
I don't. I think that the facilitated workshop that we're going to have in a week or so, you guys would be new. It wouldn't benefit you, but it'll benefit myself and the people that are there. But perhaps starting next month, it'd be the fourth Thursday. It'd be good to have a decision before then.
Well, let's see how the workshop goes, you know, what direction, you know, the board is,
Thank you, Council.
Next item is also a discussion, possible names for the soccer park.
During the last council meeting, council desired agenda items, one of which brought forward by Councilmember Cortez was to consider whether or not council wanted to name the soccer park, and then what names might be appropriate if you desired. And with that, what would you like to do?
I would love to see one or two corporate sponsors.
Well, to be sponsored, but we need a name in the park. So would it be one person?
I don't like a name like, you know, Walmart Park or something like that.
But typically, the corporate sponsor would probably name the park, or want their name associated with the park. Vitapac Park, for example. Not saying they are interested or anything like that, but so just as an example, yeah, just a thought.
See, and I'm gonna know there has to be specifically for soccer, because, you know, I'm out there at the park a lot, yeah. That's what I've seen, like, when I go to other towns, like, Reno, like, recreational park, or, you know, sports complex, but I saw the sports complex, so there's, it can be something general. I don't know if we want to have input from the community, and that way they feel like they're part of something good as well, so it just. You can just take suggestions.
I don't think we want to end up with another Steve Garvey, you know, something.
Or have some options and then have them, just give input about those options,
Yeah.
But do we want to seek out a corporate sponsor at all? Is that something that we're interested in? I mean, a $25,000 a year corporate sponsorship, for example, that would help to.
Get rid of ground squirrels.
For sure, and maybe a little more.
I wouldn't want to name the park after anybody, but if they want to sponsor something, we could put a big banner out there. So, I mean, that's not a.
Yeah. My thoughts along the naming, well, Lindsay something, it's fine with me, but otherwise, we could go like in the beginning, when we have the olive bowl, let's have it be orange something, orange belt park or citrus buffer field, sort of, something like that.
I like recreation.
Because it'll be, exactly, that way people don't go like, oh, only soccer can use it. That is the talk already, oh, it's only soccer, but in reality, it would be more than that, sport that can use it for practice or maybe actual event.
Yeah, a lot of different.
Orange blossom recreation.
Oh, I wonder if we could get OPS to sponsor that baby.
We're already paid for now. We've asked before.
Anyway, something along those lines, maybe that's just really inclusive and example, something that's inclusive.
But just yay or nay, do we want to direct staff or any of us approach a corporate sponsor, or do we just want to not go down that road at all?
I don't want a corporate sponsor as the name.
So I'm just worried about, I don't want the name to be like it's,
So, you've seen sometimes where it'll be whatever name you guys would choose, presented by, or present, sponsored by.
Yeah. This would be an opportunity for a local industry to, come out there, show their community spirit, get their employees involved, building, community, just friendship, different things like that. So I think if we don't approach it, we might miss an opportunity.
I was just commenting that, I know, Bank of this year did that, play structure.
Exactly.
In Porterville, like they advertised that they have big billboard, and the park or the area is not named after them other than, the play structure, so. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to ask, and then, the worst they can do is they don't.
So we're not opening until December, right?
Right.
I think maybe you could take it to the schools, have a school contest, or the kids and do a poster contest with soccer names, and let the community have a little contest that way. That's normally how we allow other places do it. It's that the students who are gonna use it more than probably us, name and get excited about it. Have a little contest among your students.
That's a good idea.
I think they do it with the supervisor teaching contest, every year, so that's a good idea.
Maybe it is good fun. Hey, you never know.
You could call it the former beautiful golf course park. Just an idea.
So do we want to direct staff to reach out
I like
to
that. I like the poster.
community?
You got to create a poster.
So, I'm sorry, going back to the poster, I'm sorry to deviate from this, but going back to the poster, is there a way, sometimes in order for learners to participate, there has to be a reward in the end. Do we want to do something, us as council, there's a prize?
Catch squirrels?
Some squirrel shoot.
Yeah.
I'll donate my 1 month of, that's what?
Oh, that's nice.
$50. First, second, third place, It's only $50 for 1 month. Come on, Pam, you just raised $8,000 cultural arts. I mean, you know, but I think it'd be cool if you do a poster of the park with the name on it. And then if it's colorful and they'll pick the right one, then awarded here. You can make the poster real big, or make the whole sign the actual, not just the name of the park, but the actual poster.
When I was traveling up in Northern California along Highway 89, the cyclotouring up there, I went off into the town of Gray Eagle. And they had student-produced anti-wildfire signs, I believe they were. So kids got to do, you know, like you can prevent forest fires, but they had taken their art and they put them on posts. And I think that probably for not a ton of money, we could maybe put a poster on I don't want to say it, a banner material or something, you know, so we would memorialize it for several months. That would be a one, and have maybe the award winner's name on it, the kid's name on it.
Could I have the shack over
We
there?
have a few art teachers, not only at the high school, but at the K-8 sites as well, so it could be something that can be.
Yeah.
I think a poster contest is a cool idea. I mean, I like that, but you tell them, we don't want a name that's some individual, we want something inclusive of Lindsay. Give them a little bit of parameters to live there.
And then incorporate kids
And
and
it won't be about
things.
the name, it'll be about the poster.
There's probably a law firm or
Are we looking
two
at a sign
probably could
somewhere?
sponsor that thing.
It's up to you guys.
Am I hearing right that you guys actually like one of my ideas?
I
We love your idea.
I'm excited now.
We love your idea.
You're heading up.
The council, we don't have anything in the works for an actual sign. There's nothing that we approved or anything.
A sponsor could
We need
help
to-
us.
I mean,
with
but
the
we need to,
expense of the sign.
as far as that, we need to be able to get it like pretty quick, to be able to have the sign made for the grand opening in December.
That's doable. Do we need a motion to talk about having staff direct?
I think we just need,
It's a discussion.
we need,
item.
Bill needs to fill a direct.
It's not actually-
You direct me, and whatever we do formally, I'll bring back to you to say this is A and B and C. What I'm hearing thus far is you're not opposed to corporate sponsorship, that you don't necessarily want to have the park be named after a corporate sponsor, that it sounds like you're pretty excited about getting the students involved with perhaps naming and creating art, that you're willing to donate a month's worth of stipends to some sort of reward, and then beyond that,
Look into a sign,
natural sign.
sorry,
Like a
actual
professional
permanent
sign.
sign.
But also some like guidelines, so as far as like Karen mentioned, you know, a name that's inclusive of our city, what else did you say?
Yeah, not an individual.
Not things that an individual. So a couple of,
Yeah, it'd be like kids playing, like how you should
I mean, it has to include a picture of the actual soccer
Could be a
or
law
the
firm.
field.
That's what
Okay, I'll run with that, and I'll be checking back in with probably the next council meeting to kind of memorialize this discussion, and we'll see where it goes.
Thank you.
And council, Madam Mayor, I would ask that we could go backwards just a little bit to the CSET presentation. I believe that there is a minute order in there that needed to be addressed, item number
Did
6.
not see that on my notes, so, but I did wonder if we needed
Yes,
some
ma'am.
direction concerning the.
There's a contract in there to continue our
Contract.
relationship with CSET. I believe there are no changes in the contract, Mike, as
Other
what
than
we've done in
dates.
the past. We wanted them to again show the good services that they provide to our senior community and looking for council approval to continue in this contract.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you, council.
Okay, are there any future agenda items from the council at this time? Requests? If not, we will be going into executive session. So I would, thank everyone for being here tonight. We will need to either clear the room or we can go over to.
I think we could
People
go
wish
next
to
door if
stay
council
for-
desires.
Okay. Why don't we do that then? We will adjourn to the city manager's office, and everyone is welcome to stay here if they wish, if they want to hear the results from the process.
Okay. Otherwise,
We'll be right back.